Well, hello everyone. My name is Kat Courtney. I am the CEO of Plant Medicine People, and I am here with one of our amazing coaches and plant goddesses, Natalhie Ruiz. Hi, Nat.
Hello, Kat.
We're talking today about something that you created for PMP quite a few months ago. You're doing monthly virtual full moon ceremonies to honor the vibrations of the full moon. First of all, why do you feel like it's important to honor the full moon? What does she have to offer us every 28 days?
Yeah, I think with the full moon, at least personally in my journey, and I don't know if you actually know this, Kat, but before ayahuasca, I used to do my own personal full moon ceremonies as a way to shed and release, to let go. And I think full moons just have this potent energy of putting us in a space of reflection, of introspection, and honoring our emotions. I think most of the time people tend to feel a little bit more sensitive, a little bit more raw, and they're like, what is going on? And then you end up finding out that the full moon is either present or right around the corner. So I think it's a really beautiful time to see what has been transpiring the past 28 days, what's been leading up to the moon, and really giving yourself the time to check in of what is going on, what is probably not in alignment with me, or where am I resisting, where is there fear, what emotions do I need to tend to. So I think with honoring the full moon, we're also honoring very deep parts of ourselves that deserve some love, some light, some truth. So I think that overall is really what I feel is important when it comes to the full moon in itself.
That's really beautifully said. And I know that anybody in law enforcement, anybody that deals with the masses, they know the full moon creates a different vibration. Even like my uncle was a police chief. He had no spiritual connection like this, but full moon scared him. Like, oh, I don't like to work on a full moon. I'm like, oh, that's so fascinating that even people that aren't in tune with the flow of nature, they have this awareness of
Mhm.
it brings out an intensity in us. And I'm with you. I love to do a ritual to honor the divine feminine, really the emotions that I'm feeling and there's something really beautiful about being in tune with nature, honoring her cycles. Because we're doing that whether we're conscious of it or not. We might as well create a ritual, something
Mhm.
sacred to honor that because it just brings integrity and richness into our lives as a result of that.
Mhm.
So tell us a little bit about the way that you do the full moon ceremonies. What do they typically consist of?
Yeah. So again, a lot of my full moon ceremonies, they've really been inspired from my own personal ceremonies. And I will usually, pull cards, I journal, I meditate to connect to the energy of the moon, but also just to give myself a little self check in, like what is here and what's present. So with these full moon ceremonies, really it's intuitive each time, but there will always have a foundation of meditation, of guided journaling prompts to really ask yourself the questions that you may not want to ask yourself. So I really try to create these questions that can give you that sense of reflection in a safe environment, container with a group of people. And even by hearing other people share, it tends to be medicine for others. And it really allows us to have that sense of connection and community that I also think is needed in our lives. Whether you're working with plant medicine or just came out of a ceremony, I think it's just a really beautiful way to remind ourselves we're not alone, even when the moon itself might make us feel like that or creates that chaos. It's like, okay, maybe we are all a little crazy, and we can all just bask in this and move through it together. I love to pull oracle cards and give a reading, and depending on if we have a small group, I'll do personal readings. Um, but the main, thing that we like to do, that I love to do, is inviting our plant partner into the space. So the full moon will always honor what sign the moon is in as well. So we have one coming up in Taurus, and with Taurus, there's Venus energy. So then I like to think about what kind of plants also embody that Venus energy, or if it's a different plant, there's ways that I also like to connect with the elements too. So if I know we're in a full moon in Leo, for example, it's a fire sign. So I think, okay, well, what plant can really embody that fiery, passionate energy that Leo does so well? And I allow the plants to come through as a way to support our container and ground the container as well, and protect it. And bring just a lot of love and healing. Because again, I think with a full moon, it can kind of make us feel a little wacky, out of place. And usually I love to just have the plants as our allies, as our mirrors throughout the process, and encourage people to continue connecting with their plant as a way of integration, to really embody the messages received, to again seek that support. So again, it's a very intuitive space, but always with the foundation with our plant guiding all of us, guiding me. Yeah, and the guided meditation, the journaling, the speaking from the heart, with each other, and yeah, just creating this really loving, nurturing space for everyone.
And I like how you're emphasizing it's a space where we can be a little crazy together, let our freak flags fly, and
Exactly.
remind ourselves that we're not alone in that. I also, of course, I mean, everything at PMP, we like to integrate the presence of our plant allies. So it is really beautiful and thoughtful to bring in a plant partner that matches the vibration, either of the specific sign, the planet that rules the sign, the elemental energy, whatever that is. Because I know for you and I and the group of us, everything that we do, we want to have our plant allies present to hold that container, to teach us, to reflect, to help us heal, all of that. It just amplifies the power and the sacredness of that container all the more. So
Mm-hmm.
really, really beautifully described. And so the groups are sometimes really small, sometimes a little bit bigger, always happen via Zoom. And I know that you price them on a sliding scale too,
Mm-hmm.
so that it's accessible, really is very inexpensive. And we're always open, like people that can't even make that donation, we figure
Mm-hmm.
something out because we never want money to be the reason why somebody doesn't get to participate in something sacred and sweet like this. But we have a sliding scale so that people that can pay more, they will, and those that don't have much to give but deserve and want to be a part of it are most welcome too. So thank you so much, Nat, for doing this as a service to the community and really as a service to Gaia and the moon, to stay in relationship with her and that energy. It is an honor to have you in this tribe, and I hope I get to attend one of your full moon ceremonies very soon. That would be really
Yeah.
special.
Beautiful.
For me.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ken. I'd love to have you anytime. You're welcome anytime. If you need just a little nurturing, a little nourishing, and again, just to be in community, I think it's really special.
Always, always can benefit from that. If any of you listening are called to join, you can see the link below, and leave us a comment if there's a plant or something that you would love to see in the future. We would be so happy to honor that. But thank you everyone for listening. We'll see you in the next full moon ceremony.